Hey guys, if you have worked on using the Angular framework and have used ngIf, ngFor, or any other directive for that matter on either HTML elements or other components, you must have always placed an asterisk before the directive name. Have you ever wondered why do we need to place the asterisk? What will happen if we don't place it, and what eventually becomes of that asterisk? In this video, I'm going to answer all of these questions. So I want to welcome you to my channel, and this is the video in the Angular interview question series. Before we begin, I would like to say that if in the course of watching the video you feel that it's interesting and you want to continue to watch more of it, then please stop for a moment and immediately click on that subscribe button. You know how it is, right? The more support you guys will show me and the more encouraged I will be to make more cool and awesome videos. Okay, so anyways, let's now move to the topic at hand. In this short video, I will explain the use of asterisk before the structural directives which we use, and I will show you how to convert the asterisk syntax into its equivalent desugared form. Although the desugared form is not actually useful in terms of usability and ease of programming, but it never hurts to know about the intrinsic details which can be useful in troubleshooting issues and bugs. So the asterisk syntax is always converted into its equivalent desugared form at runtime by encapsulating the element or component which the directive has been placed into, and it is converted into a ng-template element. This ng-template element is then processed by Angular for the directive which it contains, and then is later removed entirely from the output HTML. Then the contents of ng-template display in accordance with the directive which is being used. If the ng-template is invalid, then the Angular will remove it entirely along with its contents from the page. So let's move on to a code example to see exactly what I am talking about for the past, 2 minutes. So over here I have created a new Angular app and I'm using VS Code to write the example code. And there is a component which is for a person, and this component contains two input properties for the first name and last name of the person. And in the component HTML I have added the interpolation strings for the first name and last name too, so that when we will render the component, then we will be able to see the values of first name and last name. Now in the app component, I am simply going to remove this title from over here, and then I'm going to add the app person component along with the values of the first name and last name. So first name, let's set the value as and then for the last name, so this app person component is being displayed on the HTML. And now I'm going to add the ngIf directive to it, and let's set the value to true because we want to show this element. Now what happens is, right now we are using the asterisk. After that we are writing the name of the directive which is ngIf, and we are using this directive directly on the component to which we want this behavior to be applied. Now what happens is, at runtime this entire component is going to be encapsulated into an ng-template element, and this if directive logic is going to be moved to this template element as well, and this entire component, or if there are any children's of it, all of them will be moved, or they are going to be encapsulated in this ng-template at runtime. So the Angular will simply check if this component needs to be shown or not, depending on the value which we have, which is being set to this ngIf property of this ng-template component. So at runtime this ng-template is also going to be removed. We will not see it. So when I'm saving the code, then we can still see the same result. Now I'm going to show you if this ng-template is being shown or not. So as you can see, we can only see the output which is being printed as per given in the person component. We can only see the span, but we are not seeing this ng-template because it is being removed at runtime. So this is what happens for every asterisk syntax which we use. The asterisk syntax is converted into an ng-template element, and the component or any set of components are going to be encapsulated in the ng-template, and at runtime this is going to be removed, as I have already told you. So let me give you another example. This time I'm going to show you how ng-for is converted into its equivalent ng-template form. So for that I have added an array of persons which contains a number of objects, and what I will do is, let's create a div first and then a person. Actually, you know what, I'm just going to copy it from over here. Now let's add the ng-for loop. We are going to iterate over the persons array, and this person is going to be a template input variable. Now to set the first name and last name, you can simply use this person variable. Alright, so we are seeing them in a single line. What if I simply change this span into a div? Alright, and I think I also need to comment out this one. So right now we are printing a list of the persons which is in the array. Now for this asterisk ng-for structural directive, the equivalent ng-template is going to be somewhat complicated than what I showed you for this ng-if. So first I'm simply going to put everything inside the ng-template, and then let's remove this from over here. Now the way in which this ng-template needs to have the values or the settings for this ng-for loop is like this. First we will write the ng-for, and then we will need to set the value of the ng-for of property, and then the value is going to be the array which we are going to use or which we are going to iterate over, and then we need to provide the name of the input variable which we are going to use in every iteration whenever the loop will run. So that's how it should be used. So this is the equivalent ng-template form, and right now you can see that the list is still printing. So yep, this is the Desugared form, and as you can see this is pretty complicated to write or even remember for a normal human being. So that's why the asterisk syntax is preferred. But still, if you know how the asterisk form is going to be converted into its equivalent ng-template form, then if there is any issue or if there is any trouble, then you can simply write the Desugared form and write everything individually, so that you will see where the issue is happening. So yep, well, I guess that was it for this video, guys, and do let me know what you think about it, and if you have any questions then feel free to ask them in the comments area. I will meet you in the next video, and till then stay safe and have a great day.